Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of Create Expectations slash kind of the second half of the plan. Maybe?
It's not really the plan.
No. uh, so if you haven't watched part 1, we're
Don't
extremely late this week.
try to take that from me.
You can go
Jeez.
to, fine, they don't have to go to your channel. They can stay here and watch part 2.
Just watch part two, guys. The first part was really interesting, but don't watch it.
Mhm. Just like and leave a comment and all the fun stuff.
Over on my channel, and stay if you find the conversation interesting, which is all right.
Fine. Fine.
You were asleep for half of it, so at least half of it was good.
The part that I was sleeping, or the part...
I left that ambiguous for a reason, Sarah.
Oh man. Okay, so on this half though, we can start with viewer questions.
Yeah, so someone asked me why this isn't actually on the list, but someone
Because
asked me why it's Create Expectations, why we call it that.
it's a pun on great expectations.
Oh, is it? That's one. I'm just kidding. Yeah, yeah, basically that. Plus, I like the idea of we can also create expectations as well.
Hmm.
We can kind of craft them, and I don't know. I like the idea of you know. So as I kind of it's not just a talk show. That's kind of a weird way to frame it, but it also it like fits my delusions of grandeur pretty well, right? It's like if we can talk about something and put out these seeds to people, like it'll create expectations with them
Hmm.
on on what to expect from Galaxy of Heroes in general.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Not to mention, I think that the other really important thing is red crate is super important in this game in a couple different modes, and you
Hmm.
we expect red crate from Sarah every time. So
In Conquest. So I was gonna say in GCs.
no, I've learned not to expect that in GC. My alt is
No.
like silver again. I'm like, dude, you're good. You got two Omicrons.
Two Omicrons. Hey, if I can push it to 9, sometimes I will.
Oh yeah, you do great. You do great. You do great.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so you're gonna love all of these questions because they're all conquest related.
Am I allowed to swear on this channel?
Yeah, man, we swear here.
All right, I'll do that sometime.
Okay. So first one, pretty straightforward. Darth Lucas, why is the tie in Interceptor not in Proving Grounds? Because it hasn't been out for a year,
Right.
basically. So Maul just went there. Next should be Dad Bod Boba, right? Um,
Oh,
I'm
and
pretty
he's
sure.
actually on the thumbnail, like on the little thing. Like it was a new event. I hadn't seen it before, but yeah, it's a picture of. I keep calling him Django just to trigger people.
Um, it should he should be next, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember the order that they came out in. Um, and then TIE Interceptor. So they go there a year after that Conquest series ended.
Right.
So
So otherwise, they're in the store for crystals exclusively right now, right?
yeah, and they are expensive in the store for crystals. It's
On the other hand, I think it's arguably a better play. So, okay, I don't mean to tell people like what you should enjoy or whatever. I think that there's an argument to be made that this is the better location for them than the Proving Grounds,
yeah,
because
actually,
Proving Grounds has such restricted farming of them. This at
yeah.
least you can use crystals if you want, and you can also use conquest currency.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I just went to double check the price. And they're for me right now in the Conquest store is 5 TIE Interceptor shards for
Mm-hmm.
475 currency. So not even crystals, just Conquest currency.
And I'm actually showing your screen right now
Oh, perfect.
to everyone. Yep.
Yeah, so like you'll be able to buy them and then eventually Proving Grounds where you get 10 10 a month if you don't refresh.
And the refreshes are expensive as hell.
Yeah. It's 2000
I don't
1999 I
remember.
think.
I remember being appalled. I don't remember the exact number, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. So that is why it's not there though. It's a year after the Conquest series ends. So basically it's a year after the earliest point that players can get the reward at 7-star unlock.
Right.
Okay. Next one. Dark Banana Bot.
Oh man, don't tell that name to my 4-year-old. He would love it. He would never. He's been telling knock jokes involving bananas lately. He would just go
Oh
to town
boy.
on that.
Oh man, he would make up a knock joke. Okay. So
It's a name worthy of a knock joke.
so another conquest related question. So they say they are 2.6 million GP. So they did normal conquest, but they think this is relevant to hard as well. 2 conquests ago, they blew through all the nodes with the build surrounding Amplify Agony and the double attack out of turn. Last conquest, I did everything I could to maximize chances of getting Amplify Agony to drop, but it simply didn't happen. Last conquest being the Ben Solo one, not the one that's on right now.
Oh, okay.
And I slugged my way through the end of Sector 4. How reliant should you expect to be on getting specific discs to drop? Are there alternative builds that you can go for if the right data discs don't fall for you?
I'm sure you have a pretty nuanced view on this, so I'm gonna just bludgeon the very obvious thing to me first, and then you can have a turn. Well, okay, so I don't mean to just push aside anyone's concerns here at all. At 2.6 and normal, Conquest just sucks, and I think you should just have a bad attitude about it in general. Like I just think that it sucks, and like the fact that you get nothing really, like even red crate, just barely, you don't get to unlock these characters, especially because like this new ship isn't even available at 5 stars, and
Right.
so I guess to me, and people want to engage in the game and in the game mode and everything, and I get that. I would treat this as kind of practice and not feel too upset about it. I guess like that would be my thought, is like it's always gonna suck to get 4.0, so kind of just, I don't know, you don't have to feel too bad because you're like lesser rewards are like the same amount of nothing that the higher end rewards are, kind of. I don't know, and maybe I'm just totally speaking out of my hindquarters, but that's been my perception. Like back when we were running Prevail Man and he was below 4 million, it was just like, yeah, Sam, do what you can, man, but don't kill yourself trying to get red crate, because it's like not worth it, really. Like worth that effort, hardly at all.
Well, and I mean, you don't need to get red crate to move on to hard once you hit 4 million. You just have to actually complete the conquest. So like you have
Sector 5.
you have to complete Sector 5 and pick up the last disc. That's important to note. So the disc that you get after the boss, you have to actually select a disc and pick it up.
Oh, I did not know that. So if you're like,
Yeah.
I'm done, I don't even need the disc because I'm just checked out, you do
Right.
need that disc. Like that's like the signal to them.
Yeah, that's the signal that you've completed it.
I had no idea about that. It's just interesting.
Yeah. So PSA for that. I do agree in the sense that like when you're in normal conquest, I mean if you want to go and get as many rewards as you can, all the power to you. I'm not gonna knock that at all. I agree it's not something to stress over, but in general, like if you were to look at this from like being applicable to hard as well, obviously you want specific discs to drop because that's going to make conquest easier for you, and there's always going to be like a quote unquote overpowered disc build. Um, but there are multiple disc builds that will make the feats doable pretty much no matter what. So I personally have always liked to have kind of 2 disc builds, even if I only keep one on. I like to mentally in my head be picking up discs for the second one so that if for whatever reason I fall short of my primary build, I still can make a second one work as well.
Yep.
So this was actually
Yeah,
uh
don't just like spam if you're like, okay, I only need like two of of what like the speed one or I forget, you know.
right,
Like
the
the what?
swiftness or
Yeah, the swiftness. If you only need two of those, don't just like keep picking them up. You're like, well, it's the only good one. Like, get some diverse ones because that's saved me a few times. I'm like, oh, people are beating this with an evasion build. Okay, I actually picked a couple of those up. Luckily, I wasn't planning on using it, but it's good. Anyways, go
right.
ahead.
Um yeah, so what I was gonna say like for this last conquest, as soon as I realized Amplify Agony was gone, I was like, okay, I gotta change the strat. Um and I really wanted Zealous Ambition discs. And I got a white one on my own account sometime through Sector 4, I want to say. That was the only one I got until almost the end of Sector 5.
Mm-hmm.
But Professor X was picking up Zealous Ambition like he was going to town having candy. Like, so for my own account, I was like, okay, this isn't I couldn't get the discs that I wanted to drop, so I had to build a defensive build, right? So I picked up Fortified, I picked up Entrenched, I picked up these other discs that I knew would work and still let me get the feats done. And yeah, the battles take longer now because you're not melting your teams, but there's always going to be that other disc build that will work.
Right.
And this just comes into like just as much as you plan what your teams are going to be going into conquest and what teams you're going to use to work on the feats and things like that, or what feats you want to skip, you also should be thinking about what discs you want to be looking for.
Well, and this is actually relevant to GAC as well. I mean,
Hmm.
picking up as many counters as you can, just so you can have as diverse an offense as possible, is just like it just makes too much sense to not like you just. I don't want to make this all about GAC. I just I see so many parallels of like, yeah, you pick
Hmm.
up your tools, and it's like, well, okay, Grievous can kill CLS. What else can he kill? Like if your opponent doesn't play CLS, like have a plan for Grievous. Otherwise, you're like, oh, I didn't get to use Grievous, so I don't get a clear. Like, no, Grievous kills a ton of stuff. Like, find those toolbox, kits and datacrons to some small degree, I guess, but mostly like know what your kits do and be able to make all those squads. Like, it's fun to that people are like, you can do that. It's like, well, yeah, I don't usually do it because it's not optimal, but like sometimes you just have to kill Mon Mothma with Jawas.
Right. Right. Well, like that's the thing. Especially, I think a lot of people weren't paying attention to Zealous Ambition beforehand until all of a sudden we had to. Um, and people just kind of kept forgetting it. And I was repeating this to multiple people. I'm like, the feats that are in this conquest actually work very well with Zealous Ambition because of the teams you need to use. I was like, you've got so many Jedi that are healers and support,
Yeah,
um, Inquisitors that are healers and support, Galactic Republic characters that are healers, and like your troopers are support. Like you have all of these characters that are going to hit so much harder with Zealous Ambition, that you kind of just forget about that they are support or healers
right.
until you actually go in and you're like, oh wow, my Padme just one shot whatever character it was,
Yeah.
or
Talzin just AoEs the whole team off the board because she ignores protection. Yeah, it's wonderful.
right. So there's just things like that where you just have to keep that in mind, when you're picking them up, that there are a lot of characters that benefit, even though we're so used to using attackers, right? That anyway, not to get off track. So yes, um, obviously you want to be cognizant of the fact that there are overpowered builds, but keep in mind that there are alternative builds that will work. So, okay, last question.
Yeah. Oh, the other answer to that is
Yeah.
watch Sarah's conquest videos, and those will help you a lot.
Thanks. Shameless plug. Um, okay, so Warren. Oh man,
Also, I shouldn't be warned. This guy's name
no,
is worrying, though.
no. I'm sorry, I really butchered that, but anyway. Um, okay.
Your
So he
pronunciation is
has
worrying.
it is. He's got a 2-year-old 4 million free to play account and just hit 4 million with the Ben Swallow Conquest. Because of that, he did not get the chance to unlock Cat, Maul, or Malgus from Conquest. Makes sense. Oh man, that's making my heart hurt. Not at any fault of his, to be clear, but just because that's a lot of proving
She's
grounds.
secretly judging you.
I'm not. I genuinely am not because I get that it's a gate. Like I get that.
I'm
It's been a
judging you
long
secretly, too.
stop. It's been a long proving grounds grind, but he did unlock Cat last proving grounds, and he's unlocking Maul this coming proving grounds. Okay, and really wants Malgus. He knows that he'll have a huge impact on my roster in GAC. Unfortunately, I can only farm him with crystals and conquest tickets. My question is this: do you think that it is a worthy use of crystals to farm characters out of the conquest store? My current journey guide farm is Starkiller, so would my crystals be better spent on Cantina refreshes and gear, or on the ridiculously priced Malgus shards? Which I think they are also in my store right now. I think it's 600 crystals for 5. Yeah, 600 for 5. So it is pricey.
Pricey, really pricey. 125 for each, right?
Yeah.
150. 20. I don't know. I'll do the math one day. But yeah,
100
it's a lot.
120. I don't know.
Don't, let's not try.
Let's not
It's
do
too it's too hard.
it. Which is what she said. Okay, so
120, I guess.
so my first question is, what crate are you getting in Conquest in hard mode now? Um, because if
Right.
you are getting gold crate, you're going to be very close. And also, do you buy the Conquest Pass? Not because I'm advocating for it, to be clear.
Though
I
it is
mean,
the best money you can spend in the game. If
yeah,
if you're going to spend money, it's the best bang for
absolutely.
buck for like dollar for dollar. Like amazing value for in the context of spending money in this game.
Absolutely. The reason why I ask is because if you are getting gold crate, um, you will get, if you get gold crate every single time, you will end up 45 shards short of the character being unlocked basically after 6 conquests. So using like the scythe ship as the example, after six conquests, if you got gold every single time, you'd be 45 shards short. So you either have to buy 45 from the scavengers with your currency,
Which isn't bad.
or if you get the conquest pass, you don't have to buy them because the conquest pass is going to give you those shards instead, right? So you could use your conquest currency in that case to buy Malgus shards or crystals or whichever,
Right.
or your conquest currency to buy something else in conquest that you need.
Yep.
Um, I okay, and also third question: how many shards away from getting Malgus are you? Um, because man, this is so. I don't want to be like, yeah, spend your crystals in the store, but the proving grounds grind, as you know from your firsthand experience, is not ideal. And
Right.
2,000 crystals to refresh for 10. Well, you get 10 shards at 2,000 crystals. That's 200 crystals a shard, isn't it?
Sure.
Right? So that's actually more expensive than buying it through the Conquest store.
For 120 crystals a pop, yeah.
So, uh, I I'm inclined
You
to
only get 10 in
say
there? It's not 20? That's crazy, man.
I think it's 10. If it's somebody correct me if it's 20. If it's 20, then it's a better deal to go through proving grounds. Um, but I thought it was 10. Um,
I don't know because I don't get to play that event. So
yeah, so if it is 20, please actually do correct me because I want to know that I'm wrong. But I
she secretly doesn't.
I hope I'm not wrong. But I feel so weird saying like I feel like it's good to get it out of the store and just get it done, especially if you are getting gold crate, which is pretty doable for most rosters. I mean, obviously, I haven't looked at your roster. I know you've put it into the offering for roasting, so but I haven't actually looked at it yet.
All
Um,
right.
maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just peer at it because now I'm curious.
I have
Um,
I have a couple things.
yeah, sorry, you go. You talk. I've been talking this entire time.
All right, so Malgus, first off, now that he doesn't have his cool Datacron, is not nearly as impactful. He is good still, but he is like this Datacron made him truly special, and now he is just he's not truly special. He's special still. He's good,
But
but
sorry, question on that point though. Would he be special at a 4 million roster area in GAC?
maybe the thing is, Starkiller beats him easily now.
Ah, okay.
He didn't before. Like it worked sometimes, sometimes didn't. But now Starkiller consistently beats him. It looks like the early data. We've only had one match without his Kron, but so far it's looking pretty promising for Starkiller. And I will just say this: if you can't afford Cantina refreshes and buy Malgus shards, I would do Cantina refreshes because those Cantina refreshes are your lifeblood in this game. Like I do 3 every single day with both my accounts, and it's never enough anyways. So just doing them on the slow is miserable as hell.
That's a good point.
Like you'll never get Star Killer at that rate.
And is Malgus only with crystals, or is he with conquest currency as well?
Not sure. I would guess conquest currency shows up every once in a while.
Right? I mean, I feel like it would.
All right, we got to get moving
Okay.
here.
Sorry. Sorry. So that's all the questions.
Every question. Okay.
That's it.
So, yeah, we're 22 minutes in. So, pack review.
Yeah, pack review. Okay, so this is the one that I was looking at earlier. It's this reinforced relic bundle, which is I think $30
Oh,
American.
by the way, Malgus is in the shop for conquest currency. I could buy 10 shards right now of him if I wanted to. Already have him at 7 stars on that account, but
So I think that's the answer.
conquest currency, hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're all good.
Okay, let's get to the actual game. All right. Whoa, madness. All right.
All right. Yeah, so this reinforced relic bundle, which is $30 American,
Right,
40
this is
Canadian.
$40 Canadian. Awesome.
Right.
Let's see
And
it.
it's kind of I mean, it is a lottery pack. So you're gonna get a random amount.
Oh,
But if you scroll down, so first of all, you can buy this twice.
okay.
It is a 50% chance of obtaining 25% of the materials you need to go from Relic 7 to Relic 8.
So,
So 50% of the time, 50% of people who buy this will only get a quarter of the way to
so you have
Relic
to
8.
buy. So even if you had perfect luck and you got
Mhm,
it every time, well,
mhm.
I guess it unluck because this isn't the best option. But if you get this every time, if you bought 4 of these packs, you get one character from 7 to 8, and that would be $120. Okay,
Right,
awful, terrible.
right. 45% chance to get half of the materials that you need, and a 5% chance to get 100% of them.
Okay, so you're not getting the 5%,
Right.
45%. So if you just totally take away the 5% chance, we say a 50-50,
Mhm.
yeah, you end up in some weird like 33% land, probably. Maybe not 33, but so somewhere around there where I don't know. That's it's like $100 to go from 7 to 8, right around. It's not worth it at all. Not even
Right.
close. Not even remotely at all close. Even the slightest shade of that's awful. Holy balls! That is awful. That is atrocious. 7 to 8 is nothing, because we still then you have 9, and
Yeah.
10 is right around the corner. So yeah, like
So this is my view
this is
on it.
total ball sack. I'll go ahead.
If you spend $10 on the Conquest Pass and you get Red Crate,
Okay.
you do not need to buy any shards of the reward because you get them all through. You get the extra 20 that you would need, that you would be buying essentially through the Conquest Pass reward, which means you can take all of that currency and buy 10 of these arrow magnifiers for I think it's 2070 conquest currency, if I'm remembering correctly. Or sorry, impulse detectors, not arrow magnifiers. Um, for $10 instead of 30.
Yeah, this
Because I
well,
feel like
because
that is really what the pinch point is. At least for me, going from 7 to 8.
I just hate this, man. Like it kills me. Like this is such a bad deal. Like 7 to 8 should not be this expensive because it's not even the end of the road, and it's not like from relic 0 to 8. It's from relic 7 to 8. You
Right,
still have to spend everything to get to 7, and then to get to 8, you have to spend another $120 just so you can not have relic 9. Like what the hell?
right.
Terrible.
I guess my point is that if you bought the Conquest Pass twice, so theoretically 2 months in a row, you would
Yeah,
have 20 of these.
I agree. Do that. End of story. Yeah, this is asinine to the limit, guys. I hate this
Assuming,
pack.
I mean, assuming that's your holdup as well. But yeah, I don't like this.
All right, let's roast your roster.
All right. Oh, my roster. Sad. This is gonna okay. So we're gonna review a Jedi.
Keep scrolling.
So rude. So rude.
I mean, my alt Professor X does not have a working Barris, so I can't talk too
Okay.
much crap. The problem being,
Mhm.
I haven't applied the Zeta.
Okay, like I was told to do they were I when I didn't have the Zeta, everyone was like, "Why don't you have the Zeta?" And this was like 3 or 4 years ago. And I was like, "Okay." And I gave her the Zeta, and then I just never did anything.
Aren't you a little bit tempted to just hit that upgrade button?
I am.
I don't do it though.
No. We're saving gear for Grand Inquisitor.
Good idea. Good wise idea. But yeah, she's actually an interesting character. She does some stuff that people don't realize, I think.
Yeah. I actually didn't realize some of the stuff that she was doing until this conquest. They started running Barris lead Star Killer teams as the enemies, and people were having a bit more difficulty, I guess, with that. Um,
Yeah, that's always been an option. That gives a lot of struggle to like Commander Luke versions, because
mhm.
usually it's like so a lot of the offense builds like she on a crit she makes them regenerate 20% of their health, or whatever, passively. But normally health pools aren't big enough, but on Star Killer that's big enough to make an actual big impact because he doubles health and protection on all the characters.
Right, right. So then it's even more annoying.
Well, not to
Yeah.
mention if you also get a debuff on the characters that are hitting, they're doing half the damage as well. So
Mhm.
it's like almost quadrupling health and protection. So that's why you want to get a debuff on Rey, by the way, folks.
Mhm.
When you're fighting her, so that she does her ultimate, she only does half the damage she would normally do.
Sneaky.
Yes, ma'am. Um, Okay, so everyone basically knows about, we put the Zeta on her. She heals everyone passively, and then
Mhm.
she does a health equalizing thing, which is not a heal. It's just she heals on top of it, but she health equalizes. People know
Right.
that. People know that she hits like a noodle.
She does sadly hit like a noodle.
The thing that I think a lot of people kind of don't realize is she gains a lot of turn meter as well every time people are hit. Can you click on her unique?
Sure. Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, so this bottom thing, whenever an ally is critically hit, the ally recovers 20% health, and Barris gains 10% turn meter.
Yeah. Wow.
And then when she takes a turn, then she dispels all debuffs from the weakest debuffed ally, and
Hmm.
she gets 10% turn meter on each. So she used to be a huge hindrance. Actually, you had to take her into consideration when you were using Darth Vader. Like back in the day when Vader wasn't just the stupid, like cycle, like endless loop nonsense stuff. You needed to take her into account because she could actually just run the table on you. Because you put so many debuffs on people
Right.
that she just keep getting tons of turns.
Right.
She
Yikes.
gets 10% turn meter for each debuff removed. But if Vader is the lead, then she's gonna just keep taking turns, taking turns, taking turns, taking turns.
Hmm. So it's just
And
a vicious cycle.
right, well, I forget what the mechanic was, but she like didn't die from the dots herself usually.
Oh, is that in her leadership or something?
No, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but
Mm.
like she would just like take endless turns and you'd never kill her. It was irritating.
Yikes. That is not
Oh,
fun.
oh, oh! It was because of she was in the ultimate.
Oh,
Ray was in it was in ultimate, and then Barris would get a turn, and she'd continuously cleanse people, and then she'd get 100% turn meter like so she couldn't die because she was under ult, and then she just time you out.
oh God, that's annoying.
Super annoying. So you had to account for it. Yep.
Yeah. No, thank you. Um, yeah, this was what a lot of people were this was part of what a lot of people were forgetting in Conquest. And then I think her leadership was the other one because obviously she's the leader. Um, but yeah, they were struggle busting on that. I guess you wouldn't. Does anyone really use her? Is there a use for her leadership now? I feel like no.
I use her with Jawas actually. If I want to kill a team with Jawas, I use her
Okay.
because it makes them not die as fast, and then you like sometimes you get to the point where all the Jawas are slaughtered, but you
Hmm.
still need those thermals. Like they have like 50 thermals on everyone, and you need someone to survive. And she's pretty tough to kill herself, so she's just standing there waiting for those thermals to explode, and then she dies.
Right.
So yeah, that works. She goes on like there's a couple good defensive builds with like Jedi Master Luke and stuff.
Hmm.
She's got some uses. I wouldn't say anything too excessive.
Yeah.
She's a dirty traitor.
She is a dirty traitor. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right.
filthy.
Absolutely.
I think they should have made Seventh Sister into her. That's what I think.
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean, like Clone Wars, she like basically goes to the dark side, and then she's the same species as Seventh Sister. I think it's a pretty easy jump. She could easily be an Inquisitor.
She could. She could, you're right. Um,
Yeah, she also she does her heal, she gives everyone defense up, which is an underrated ability actually.
mhm. Mhm. Um, yeah, I think she's basically extremely straightforward, but also annoying.
Yeah, so just mod her with lots of health. She doesn't need a lot of speed because she gets so much turn meter. All good.
Nice. I like it.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, okay, so that's my terrible Xeris, Gear 9.
She's- yeah, guys, you didn't realize you'd get two triggering photos today.
Oh man. Do you want to roast a roster? Do we have
Yeah,
time? How much time? I guess we're over time already.
yeah, like 34 minutes, but who's
Okay.
counting
Let's
besides me?
let's try it. Let's try and do this super quick. Let's see how it goes.
It's probably a terrible roster.
I didn't look at it in too much detail, but we'll find out.
All right, here let's link our faces here. Okay, so Androzani Major. You're not doing anyone any favors by having that name, by the way. And 50 Shades of Raylo.
All right.
So it's like porn.
I guess
Okay.
5.9 million GP.
Very good.
Okay. So,
Erodium 2.
Erodium 2.
They've learned their place. It's good.
Okay, let's see. There's 2 missing. Who's missing?
Okay, so
The
only
Radices.
half of Executor, and then yeah, you don't have any like. It's embarrassing, but okay. All right, and only a 4-star finalizer. Oof.
Oh, and only a 6-star Malevolence.
All right, so find a better guild.
Okay, so
Stop having bad ships and stuff. Oh, Biston's not even farmed. Tyechelon's not like nothing's farmed. First order special orders is okay.
not farmed.
Well, you have a is that a 6 or 7-star tint? 6.
6.
Why go through so much trouble to get to that level of TIE Interceptor and not actually gear up Second Sister? Can you click on her real quick? Is she even farmed? No.
She's 3-star. But I mean, realistically, you just need her at gear 11.
This is not gear 11. This is pretty bad.
I know that's not gear 11. I'm just saying, realistically, you just need her at gear 11.
Yeah, unless you want her to actually do something.
Okay, no. Oh man, no battle bee. Oh, I forgot to tell you. They did say when they posted their .gg on the server that we will love their ships.
Right, which they obviously knew was false. Because this is stupid and awful.
4-star battle bee, 5-star vulture droid. Oh man, 6-star rebel Y-wing.
The scimitar is so sad right now.
Oh no.
Hey, you have a Relic 4 Maul with a 4-star ship.
The 4's match.
Okay, so if you hate ships, just acknowledge it and then stop even like trying to pretend like you you don't want anything to do with them. This is pathetic. You have Executor, but you have a Gear 8 Bando. Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm definitely judging. Ah, no. Look at the Imperial shuttle, Emperor shuttle.
Oh no. Oh dear. 4-star. Oh man. And a 4-star B-28.
And you have all the relics. You have all the relics. All right. Oh, that's fine.
And 4-star. Don't you have a 7-star relic negotiator? Why do you have a 4-star Rex?
I guess your porn guild doesn't care about that as much, so okay.
Man. Okay.
That's why you can't get into a guild with a good name.
Man. Okay. Characters?
If you can call them that, sure.
Okay, so 2 GLs.
Okay, I can't judge on GLs.
Luke and C.
Look and see at what?
Look and see. What do you want to look at? And Star Killer.
Hold on, does he have both ultimates? Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yes, and Relic 9 on Luke.
Good. Okay. Well, he finally did something right. Good.
Okay.
I don't know. There's just a lot of relics here.
A lot of relics. Let's just.
You have a Relic 5 Dash. Why don't you have the Dashcron?
You have a 6-star gas. What is that? Get 1 or get 2?
It's 1.
Get something.
Get a life.
Get some more gas shards.
Get you some.
Man, that makes me
That's what she
sad.
said.
The clones make me sad. But hey, Rex and Fives have their Zetas.
General Skywalker doesn't. You're
No.
a 6 million GP, dude. Like, you think maybe General Skywalker would be useful?
Man, that hurts.
He's not even a pilot. You can
He's
gear him and not have to touch ships.
yeah, but he's just so good. Oh man. Okay. So basically just the executor requirements. And then stop.
But hey, put a Zeta on Boba instead of putting one on General Skywalker or on frickin' Jango. I almost broke my mouse.
You almost
No,
do you have a request for a faction?
Jedi. They're probably okay Jedi.
He's got Jedi Master Luke.
Okay, so Snip. So yeah, she's a pilot. So you don't want to gear her. Mace, he's a pilot. You don't want to gear him. That's a good call.
Man.
Oh no! Look at. Are we looking at your roster or at theirs? Look at their
Hey,
Varys.
hey.
Look at their Varys.
Stop.
Oh no! They
Oh
put a
man.
Zeta on her. Oh jeez.
And Cam's got his Zeta. Why did you give Cam his Zeta but no gear?
No gear.
At least give him gear. Oh
I mean,
man.
he's just there to shame General Skywalker. Cam's not even a pilot, dude. Gear up your Cam a little bit.
Man, that hurts. Wait, let me see what his Bad Batch looks like because I'm curious.
He doesn't want to help his guild get Cam. That's what's going on with the General Skywalker team.
That's why I want to. Okay, yeah, never mind. Question answered.
So he farmed him.
No fight. No, they're
Wait.
Echo and Tech and Hunter.
He farmed Omega.
Right.
But not these other ones. Omega's not even a requirement.
No Bad Batch, no 501st, so there's no Cam Shard coming in. Which is every Cam Shard matters when you've got a 4-star Cam.
When you're in 50 Shades of Raylo.
Oh man. Okay, let's look at Rebels. Separatists.
Sith.
They should also be somewhat decent, theoretically.
You have Malgus, but decided not to gear or Zeta or Omicron him.
Right.
It hasn't. Maybe they just unlocked Malgus. I don't get it though.
Maybe. Maybe they're not putting any gear on him because the Datacron's gone.
Maybe they quit the game and that's why their account isn't good.
No.
Just forwarding some theories here.
No.
Okay, so I don't know where to go from here. Just quit.
I don't know what else to. We'll just make myself sad.
Oh no! Don't do it, Sarah.
Or BB-8.
Look at Holdo. She's only 2 stars.
Sad.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
It's over.
Goodbye.